Kane.
Push a goddamn button! Push a goddamn button! Push a goddamn button!
It's the mayor. Welcome to Showface News. You call me what you want, just don't call me woke. Even that rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the 10 versus everybody at all times. Make sure you like the video, share the video. Look, gang, there is a lot going on. War in Toronto. They said K-Dot might be dropping another one low-key. I don't know, gang. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. You sharing the video. We're going to get right into it. Let's get to that coverage, shall we? How about that? Let's get it. Come on.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. And we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been feuding for quite some time, releasing diss tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper.
So apparently that's Drake is in the footage there. Now, nobody knows if Drake was in the crib when this all happened. That's number one. There's a lot of speculation. Now, there's three different theories here. One, Kendrick and Drake, which I don't believe. I don't believe it got nothing to do with Kendrick whatsoever. Two, you saying Drake set it up himself, got his own security guard hit, and this is all a publicity stunt. It's for people who have sympathy for Drake, right? And then thirdly, you have the EXO versus OVO beef, because just last week, one of the Weeknd's people got shot at their home in Toronto by 3 different gunmen. All right. So, and I believe he's also in critical condition, if I'm not mistaken. You dig what I'm saying? But trying to blame Kendrick is weird. Kendrick has nothing to do with this. Make sure you hitting the like button and sharing the video. It's the mayor. Let's continue.
Chest, and it does appear to have been a drive-by attack. Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic. In London, someone reportedly vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "They not like us" on the store's front window. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar's latest diss track drop, quote, "Not like us." And just a short time ago, we were hearing from Canadian authorities as they shared the very latest in this shooting, and I do want to play that for you right now.
And I'm one of the media relations officers for the Toronto Police Service. Speaking today is Inspector Paul Kravchuk of our Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, which investigates all shootings and firearm discharges within the city of Toronto. Inspector?
By the way, y'all, I want y'all to know that in London, they never liked Drake to begin with. London is known for not liking Drake. So Drake getting, his store vandalized out there in London doesn't come to any surprise, because London never liked Drake anyway. They always had F Drake energy. So Kendrick Lamar only helped them, give them a reason to do that with his diss track. Dig what I'm saying? So make sure y'all smash the like button and share the video. It's the mayor. Let's continue, man.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Paul Kravchuk of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, and I'm pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition.
He said he pleased to be there today. It's some shit. Yo, wait till you see the other news that I see. Yo, the New York news violated Drake. Wait till you see what they did. Smash the like button.
That person was working apparently as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspects at this time. Again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510 or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as be canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rat beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar part of the investigation focus?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time, and so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So
I'm not gonna lie, trying to criminalize Kendrick is weird. They trying to criminalize Kendrick like Kendrick is the criminal. Nigga, this is rat beef. This is war. Now, as far as this is concerned, I think this might be Toronto related. It's very much Toronto related, or, you know, it could be Drake setting it up all together. Feel what I'm saying? Salute to Finn and Bones, by the way. Salute, gang. Yeah, they using hip hop terms, champs. trying to criminalize Kendrick Lamar. Yes, crazy.
this is no different than any other investigation. Okay, like it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources. Our teams will be doing as much as they can to investigate this, but it'll be no different than any other investigation at this time.
The man who was shot still in serious condition. Have you been able to talk to him? Has he not been able to give you a suspect description? And how is there no video yet of the car that fled?
So I can tell you that all I'm going to say about the victim is that he's still in the hospital in serious condition. And I'm not going to just. No, I'm not going to at this time.
This is obviously a very well-to-do neighborhood. There's likely a lot of video around. Have you guys begun your canvassing? Do you expect to get a good amount of video involved with this?
I would be surprised if we didn't. I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Can you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting, or more specifically, they stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene. That will be part of our investigation, but again, we're very early on.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
I don't have that information.
Was this security guard alone? Were there other security guards here too?
I don't have that information.
In the incident, did it look like the security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the.
Damn, nigga, you don't know nothing. You got to know for everything. Is the sun out? Oh, I can't give you that information right now, champ. We'll find out later. Bro, you don't know anything. Can't give you that information right now. Champ, where'd you get the suit? Can't tell you right now. I'll let you know later. Like, yo, bro, respectfully, you don't know anything, champ. Nothing.
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Come on, gang.
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're
Video quality issues, nigga. His cameras is high tech. Video quality issues, nigga. Them cameras is 4 million 80p, nigga. What do you mean? you're having camera quality issues. Nigga, the house is worth millions. Camera quality issues at Drake's residence? Ain't no way, man. Come on, man.
Able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside your garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you. No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
Oh, man, he a waste.
All right, so we were just listening as authorities provided the very latest information after a security guard was shot outside the rapper Drake's house right there. And this is aerial footage of his home in Toronto. You can see it is a very large residence that is being described as an upscale neighborhood. So this is what we know from authorities. The security guard was outside Drake's home, which you see right there in this aerial footage. When that shooting occurred, the shooter was inside a vehicle. That vehicle drove by this house and shot the security guard. The security guard right now is in the hospital in serious condition. We were hearing reporters asking whether this shooting had anything to do with Drake's feud with rapper Kendrick Lamar. And we heard authorities saying this is very early on in the investigation. And at this point in time, they do not have a motive. But you heard from the authority right there that there will be an increased police presence in this neighborhood. He did stress that there is no difference from other shootings. He also said he cannot confirm if Drake was actually home at this time. Again, this is Drake.
They saying that's Drake right there in that white jacket, champ. Yeah, it's looking real crazy right now. Make sure y'all hitting that like, by the way. Smash that like button, get them likes up. Yeah, champs. We getting that coverage from the shooting outside of Drake's crib. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking more towards the OVO versus EXO beef. The weekends people versus Drake's people. We know that's the beef right now. I'm looking at that. This might be a more local beef. This might not have nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar, but it could also be a publicity stunt from Drake as well. All right. Master manipulator, as they say, right? Y'all hit that like button, share the video. Let's keep it going, gang.
Drake's home in Toronto. He did say, though, that there is video evidence that captured the shooting. He did not elaborate as to exactly what that video showed. And he also said that they don't have any information about who called 911. So again, we are following some breaking news after a security guard outside Drake's Toronto house was shot, now in the hospital in critical condition. It is unclear whether this shooting had anything to do with Drake's ongoing feud with fellow singer and rapper Kendrick Lamar. And again, these are aerial shots of Drake.
Did y'all just call Kendrick a singer? Maybe y'all heard that Al Green sample and thought the nigga was a singer. At least you said he was something other than a rapper, I guess. Shit. I'm not mad at it.
Drake's Toronto mansion right there. Of course, as soon as we get any new information, we will share that with you here on Live Now from Fox.
Yeah, I don't think your boy Brisket Kendrick, Beef Brisket Kendrick did not do this, champ. All right. Potato salad and baked bean Kendrick didn't do this, champ. Respectfully. The Al Green sample user did not do anything to Drake. I refuse to believe it. He did not go to Toronto, champ. I don't think Kendrick is tapped in with Canadian politics, champ. All right. Now look what the New York News said. This is crazy. This is what I'm about to show you is wild. I want you to hit the like button and share the video. It's the mayor. Please look. Look,
News tonight about a security guard who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper.
You heard what you call this nigga? It's so ironic. What did you call him, champ? Huh?
Shot outside the mansion of the rapper.
Champ. Now, champ. Now, champ. Hey, yo. You messed up, gang. Oh, you messed up. I'm gonna do it one more time. It's too funny. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jay. What you say, gang?
Who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake in.
You meant to say minor, champ. There's no way that was a mistake. You didn't make that mistake, bro. You, nigga, you've been reading for years, champ. You've been on the news for a long time. You didn't just slip up and call that man a rapist for no reason, nigga. Come on, champ. It's very ironic you say such things, gang. One more time. Once more. Just one more. What you call him, champ? What you say he was?
Shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake in Toronto.
Oh, champ. Better. Reading is comprehensive, champ. All right. Respectfully. Smash the like button, share the video. Nigga been listening to too much Kendrick.
Now, many people are asking this evening if it has anything to do with the beef between Drake and fellow rapper Kendrick Lamar, which was recently kind of turned personal.
Lots of questions, we said. Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles joins us now with the very latest. Darla.
Bill, the security guard is in serious condition, but he has not yet been identified by police. In terms of the suspect, police are still working on a description of the men in the car they were driving in. As you mentioned, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been hitting way below the belt the last few weeks. I'm
definitely clipping this. That's for sure. I can't believe y'all trying to act like Kendrick got something to do with this. He doesn't. He doesn't.
It would be extremely premature to say that the beef has anything at all to do with the shooting. But Bill and Sandra, there's no way you can ignore it.
We are in contact with his team, and they are cooperating.
Drake's 50,000 square foot, $100 million Toronto mansion swarming with police Tuesday morning. Police say a car with multiple people driving past the front gates overnight around 2 a.m., opening fire on a security guard who had been posted out front on duty.
He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred.
Investigators not saying if the hip-hop icon was home at the time, but say they do have some surveillance video of the incident.
It's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video.
It is hard to ignore. The shooting is on the heels of a very ugly public rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar that dates back to 2013, reignited last fall, and went nuclear over the weekend.
By the way, I need y'all to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Smash the like button. Share the video. Smash the like button. Share the video. We need to get them likes up. Them unacceptable, champs. 200 plus in the room. We got to get them likes up. Smash that. Do me a favor. It's free. We don't tax you, champ. There's no hidden fees. We need you to smash the like button. The mayor would like you to hit that like. Please smash the like button. All right, let's continue.
Drake posting this song Friday, setting off furious back-to-back releases between the two artists all weekend long. At one point, Drake accusing Kendrick Lamar of domestic violence. Kendrick Lamar accusing Drake of being a sexual predator.
I see dead people.
Then Sunday, Kendrick Lamar posting this response, the video with only one image during the 4.5-minute song, a picture of Drake's Toronto mansion, the location of this morning's shooting.
I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early.
Feuds between artists date back to the early days of hip-hop, between Roxanne Shante and Marley Marl in the 80s. In the 90s, the East Coast-West Coast rivalry hit a fever pitch, during which time Biggie and Tupac were shot and killed.
Let's not do this comparison, please. Can we please not do this? I know, listen, this ain't no East Coast, West Coast. This nigga lives in goddamn Toronto. That's not even in the United States. Okay? He lives in Canada, Chip. He says a different Pledge of Allegiance from us. This nigga grew up singing "Oh Canada." Let's not do this. Please. Let's not do that. PSA from PG Lane. We not dropping tonight. Hey man. Allegedly they said Kendrick was dropping. Allegedly, but make sure y'all smashing that like button and sharing the video. The news is bugging. What are y'all talking about? Oh my God.
There have been lesser known beefs over the last 20 years. Now the Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud going 0 to 100 real quick. And at this time,
oh, y'all think y'all gangster, huh? 0 to 100. Y'all sound so. What you said? Hold on. Let me run that back. That they got y'all with this nasty. Y'all trying to be too cool. What you say, Shorty? What was that?
The Drake and Kendrick Lamar feud going 0 to 100 real quick.
Don't ever say that again. Ever in your life. Don't ever say it again, champ. Don't ever say that ever again in your life. All right? They got y'all trying to be too cool on the news station, man. Real quick. You need to relax. Don't ever say that again. Feel me? Smash the like button, share the video with the mayor. Look.
And at this time, we have not yet heard from Drake or Kendrick Lamar about the shooting. We are waiting for the next police update from Toronto.
Nasty work. So look at this, right? So this EXO versus OVO beef looks pretty crazy. Dig what I'm saying? Looks pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. There's this YouTube vlogger who was breaking down the OVO versus EXO beef. Need y'all to hit that like button, share the video. Let's get into that.
Man, things are heating up. Confusion, misquotes, he say, she say. So, come to find out, they trying to put this Drake shooting with the Kendrick situation, and people not buying. A week ago, a security guard was shot at The Weeknd's manager house, which is his name is Cash EXO. This happened after the Family's Matters diss track, which he was dissing The Weeknd, also his manager. Drake, the master manipulator, like Kendrick say, trying to use this to kind of drown out, the Kendrick success on the win. I can see through this shit. Like, I know how this shit going. I see it. What they trying to do is dim the light on it. They were smart. They picked the right time. They kind of used this to kind of drown out the situation. OVO, he spent on them, and then they came back and spent on Drake. You get what I'm saying? And now it's like, shit, we can, at the same time, it's like, shit, we can use this to drown out. We can use this to put some just dim. Let's kind of drown it out. Basically.
Hold on. J990 says 6 vlogs said Drake has beef with Somalians in Toronto, and they did a drive-by. Possibly. Nigga got beef. If you beefing with niggas in your hometown and you ain't ready for smoke, you might have to move out, champ. Toronto might not be as safe for you as it used to be, champ. If you're beefing with some Somalians, I don't know what you're beefing with them over, but them niggas just try to smoke your security guard. Allegedly beefing with some Somalians. Who knows what the real beef is about? We don't really know anything, to be honest, until we get confirmation, you dig? Too bad I ain't that tapped into Toronto, because I would definitely find out if I was definitely tapped in like that. You dig?
Man, the shooting at Drake's home has nothing to do with Kendrick. Nothing. That's what this about. Weeknd's manager, Cash EXO, is into it with Drake and Drake's OVO team. So it's a war going on in Toronto right now between those two, and that's what's going on.
By the way, the game ain't smoking no rose. You're smoking if you think that the game is gonna smoke rose. I'm just keeping it a bean with you. Rick Ross is not no soft target, bro. I said before, Rick Ross dissed the game on a Triller album way back when. The game is not gonna just walk on Ross. I want you to understand that. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. You dig? But Rick Ross is not concerned about the game. The game is begging for Rick Ross's attention, and Rick Ross does not care. All right? He's trying to gain some type of relevancy that nobody cares about. You dig? Smash the like button, share the video.
So you know what this do, right? So you know Kendrick gonna drop again. They team is not finna sit back and let them make it seems like we sent the hit and made it seem like, oh, we posted the cover and it caused so much attention. Now it's looking bad. Man, listen, Kendrick is gonna drop again. Remember I told you, he's going to drop again. Because now he proves his point. You trying to manipulate the world now because you lost, you losing. And now it's like, damn, man, I gotta find a way to drown this shit out. Like,
That nigga made 300 balls almost 20 years ago, bro. Nigga, that was like 20 years ago. Times have changed. I'm just saying, times have changed, man.
It's supposed to be talked about like this. No way. See what I'm saying? So watch.
Anyway, yeah, so this whole OVO EXO beef, I don't know if that's the real reason here. We don't know anything. Everybody's speculating. Don't take anything anyone says as law unless they're getting word from Toronto. I believe somebody in Toronto before I believe anybody in the United States, unless they got connections out in Toronto. You dig? Believe the Toronto streets. All right, get into your Canadian politics, champ. Get into the Canadian politics. All right. Now is the perfect time to try to jump into the Canadian politics, champs. You dig? I don't know what's going on out there. Nobody knows. The news don't even know. The news said this is Tupac and Biggie all over again. BS. Please stop with that madness, nigga. Drake don't rep the East Coast, and we don't care about Drake. Okay? Most of the United States is probably siding with Kendrick. Feel me? But boy, oh boy. You said Drake and the Weeknd live on the same street and it's not gated. I don't know about that. What's this Crody word, champ? I never heard the term Crody till Kendrick said it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Yeah, Drake ain't the East Coast though. You dig? Look at what Stephen A. Smith, somebody I truly dislike many times out of the week. Stephen A. Smith was talking nonsense. He really was.
Ain't cool. It's not good. I'm not going to repeat a single lyric either of them have said. What I'm going to tell you is that pedophilia has been mentioned, talking about who's screwing who and all of this other stuff, talking about people, family members, people, family structure and all of it. Come on, y'all. Now, I was raised rather in the hip-hop generation. I'm a product of the hip-hop generation. I grew up right down the block from Jam Master Dave, Run DMC.
Nigga, we don't give a damn. What does that mean, Chip? How is this relevant to conversation? Nigga, I don't care where you grew up, champ. How about that? I grew up in the source of hip-hop, champ. Nigga, we don't care. What does that mean? How is that relevant to what the discussion is about? You see here, champ, I grew up during Kumo D era, you see? Back then, we didn't talk like that. We had more respect. Like, nigga, shut up. Let's continue.
I know all about Hollis Crew. LL Cool J grew up at Farmers Boulevard, 5 minutes away from me. 50 Cent, Ja Rule, and ultimately those guys, they grew up in the area nearby. You know, Snoop Dogg is my brother. I've idolized Dr. Dre all my life.
Nigga, we don't care. Yo, bro. Yo, we don't care, man. I lies that. Nigga, what that mean? What does this mean? What exactly does this mean, bro? I know Drake stole a lot of music. It ain't even just Toronto. This nigga done stole reggae songs, nigga. This nigga done stole dance hall music. Feel me? Come on, man. You said bro was like 30 years old when Drake came out. Nasty work. You said that nigga hairline start getting crazy when Drake started coming out. Disgusting work, gang.
Since I was a teenager, because I think he's just that brilliant. You know, we know cats in the game. We've seen Nas and Jay-Z, you know, go at it a little bit. We've seen LL from the days with Kool Moe D going at it. You know, we've seen all of this stuff. But not like this. Not like this. At the end of the day, what we're looking for is to see who's the best lyricist. Who's the person with the lyrics along with the beat that can turn some stuff out.
Nigga, you sound like you in 1979. Who got the lyrics, the beat, who could turn some stuff out? Nigga, this ain't 1979, my nigga. You better off talking about baseball, football, and basketball, my nigga, because you're bugging already. Who got the lyrics? All right, the beats. What? Nigga, what? Who could turn some stuff out? Nigga, this ain't 79, nigga. This ain't that, bro. Talk about sports. Cause you're bugging, bro. You already starting off on the wrong foot. Respectfully, bro. Who can get the jiggiest? Hey, yo. Come on, man.
In a way the other that they're competing with cannot. I mean, even in the movie 8 Mile, where, you know, they cussing at each other and going off, you don't see him doing this kind of. It's excessive. You talking about who doing who? Who hooking up with who? Who used to hook up with who? Talking about people, family members, talking about their sex relationships and all. Whoa.
Oh, relax, nigga. Super ugly when Jay-Z dissed Nas. He said that he put his DNA on the baby seat after he was violating Khalees, nigga. Let's talk about that. How is that any different than what Kendrick and Drake talking about? There's never been any respect. Though hip-hop is, listen, I done heard some of the worst things in hip-hop disses. You feel me? Niggas is dissing niggas, dead homies and all that. Been doing that. All right? Why you ain't spin for so-and-so? Doop, doop, doop. Come on, gang. Carmen, not Khalees. Hey, look, either way, Jay-Z was super disrespectful to Nas. Nas was super disrespectful to Jay. Facts. All right? Respectfully. Smash the like button, share the video.
Whoa, what's that about? First of all, we don't know whatever level of truth there is to any of it. But secondly, true or not, how is that our business? And then if you going so far as to call a brother, damn near call a brother a pedophile like Kendrick Lamar did with Drake.
I could call a nigga a Geppetto if I want to. How you gonna tell me I can't call? Y'all be trying to make, how you gonna try to make rules in rap? There is no rules in rap beef, bro. There is no rules in rap beef, bro. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. This nigga talk about baseball, basketball, and football 24/7. He has no business stepping into the hip-hop arena. I'm just saying. When Tupac dissed somebody, this nigga was talking about basketball, football, and baseball. By the way. Wait, ain't he, nigga, you in hip-hop politics, nigga, stay in the sports world, gang. This is what happens when you jump out your element, nigga. Stay into sports. You do sports. You talk about sports. Now you trying to jump in the hip-hop arena. For what? He said he felt some type of way about that Meet the Grams record. He said the Meet the Grams record rubbed him the wrong way. Well, it was supposed to. You know what I mean? Bro don't know what he talking about. He said, what's the score to the game, Goofy? We got this. Respectfully. What are you talking about, bro?
Hell, you could be talking lawsuit. Now, both of them are known in the industry as not being of that ilk where they're going to take it to the streets and violence is going to occur. Thank God for that.
Well, I beg to differ, champ, because your boy Drake had a shooting take place outside of his mansion. So now you trying to say niggas ain't gangster. Kendrick Lamar is dropping allegedly. I don't think Kendrick Lamar is dropping anything. Word on the street is he. I doubt it. I doubt that he's dropping anything. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think that Kendrick is dropping, but he could be. You know what I'm saying? He could be dropping. I don't know. I think it's done. I think the beef is done. It's sealed. It's finished. That's what I'm gonna say about the matter. You dig? But I don't know. If he does drop, that would be interesting. Because it would just be like kicking a dead horse at this point. Like, because it's already solidified in stone by the masses that look, Kendrick lost. You know what I mean? So look, man. Grand Marquis says, Not Like Us is the official start to the summer. Aja Morris says, I don't think he needs it right now. Let it burn. It's over with. It's done. It's finished. It's done. Hey, was that the weekend in Cash XO retaliation for the allegedly? That's not confirmed neither. That's literally what people are saying, but that doesn't mean it's true. It's speculation. People are saying it's the Cash XO weekend get back. I don't know. We don't know anything yet. Somebody told me that the Somalians came and violated Drake's security guard because he got beef with the Somalians out there in Toronto, allegedly. You dig? So who knows? The people have definitely spoken. He said, let's make this the last take, Stephen. For real, though.
We don't need that. We don't need that. All of us should stand up and speak out against that. And if you're going at each other lyrically, yeah, but there's still lines that can't be crossed.
Stephen A., since when are you the advocate of lines not being crossed? Nigga, go talk about the next MLB. Go talk about the MLB offseason or something, bro. Respectfully, what are you doing? There's certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. See, back in my day, you crossed this line, we gonna come see you, champ. We call those sucker moves back in my day, champ. Like, bro, respectfully, we don't care. We don't care, bro. We don't care. You dig? J Studio says Drake is acting like Jesse Smollett. Is he? Could you imagine? Could you imagine that the man lied about a security guard getting popped, though? Could y'all imagine, man? What if Drake is a liar? What if Drake is doing this for sympathy and brownie points from the masses? What if? All right? What if, champ? White Ghost says those Somalians better be careful messing with Drake. They'll get deported. OVO Karen is coming. You think OVO Karen ain't about to police up, champ? Yo, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like I said before. Jay Prince and Mob Ties are no longer associated with Drake. Do you want to know why? Jay Prince and the mob ties is no longer associated with Drake because Drake is the reason why the Prince family got investigated by the CIA. The reason the feds went and investigated mob ties was because of Drake. Jay Prince and them no longer are associated with Drake. They're no longer family. It's done. All right. Mega Bill says Steven, they sound like Drake in the interview when he said they are effing rules. He do though. You're right. OVO Karen is amongst yo. Listen, OVO Karen is coming. He's putting cases on everybody, champ. All right. Kendrick Lamar, you might get sued. Be careful, champ. OVO Karen is not playing any games, champ. All right. Look.
And props to J. Cole for stepping out of the mix weeks ago by saying he ain't even about that. I can't believe what I'm seeing from Drake and Lamar, especially, I mean, damn, I love both of these brothers. Nobody's insulting either one of them. I'm saying both of you are great. Both of you are doing big things. But at what price if this is what you're doing? This can't be for the money. This is personal.
Oh, champ.
And I ain't gonna lie, it's making both of them look bad. Ain't nobody cheering no more. Not for this.
Nigga, they're definitely cheering. What are you talking about? They are definitely cheering. All right. They dancing to Not Like Us. What are you talking about? Mega Bill says, I was just like you, Showface. I ain't know where Crody came from. Me neither. I don't know that lingo. You know what I'm saying? Real Soul says, yes, Universal Music Group recorded labels supposed to going at Drake now. Okay. Akademiks says Cole definitely wasn't about that. I already told y'all why Cole backed. First of all, the only reason that J. Cole backed out is because he was fed information about Drake. And the information that J. Cole got about Drake was very uncomforting for him. Because number one, J. Cole is a conspiracy theorist. In case you didn't know, yes, J. Cole is a conspiracy theorist. That's number one. Number two, he wasn't comfortable with what he learned about Drake. He didn't like what he learned. The information that he was told about Drake made him fall back. Had nothing to do with Kendrick. All right. He also found out that Kendrick didn't diss him because Kendrick wasn't really dissing J. Cole at all. He was dissing Drake. J. Cole and Kendrick don't got beef. The reason that Kendrick is signed is because of J. Cole. Feel me? That's just the truth. White Gold says they definitely cheering, and it's not the teenagers or the 20-year-olds. They don't listen to them. I think everybody's cheering. This beef was huge, bro. Everybody from all ages was involved with this, nigga. I seen the wrestler Shawn Michaels. The wrestler Shawn Michaels tweeted about this. He said, look, Drake and Kendrick, y'all could step in the ring right now and I'll be the guest referee. The wrestler Shawn Michaels. I mean, the real Shawn Michaels. Since when did Shawn Michaels give a damn about hip-hop, nigga? You ain't never in your life seen hip-hop associated with Shawn Michaels, nigga. Ever in your life till today. Feel me? This is an insane moment in hip-hop history. Nigga said Obama. Everybody. Drake's jacket is disgusting, by the way. Okay? This nigga was going out. First of all, did y'all know he was going to girls' high school basketball games? What were you doing at girls' high school basketball games as a nigga that's in his 30s? What are you doing in your 30s going to a girls' high school basketball game if it's not your daughter, if it's not your cousin, your family member, your stepchild? What in the world were you doing at these girls' high school games, champ? These girls' high school basketball games, to be very exact. I don't understand that. I think that's strange. All right. What in the world were you doing there? That's what I'm asking. That's strange, my nigga. That's weird. They said he was a fan. Okay, champ. Oh, you were a fan of something other than the basketball. All right. This nigga is yellow Kells, mustard. Call him mustard Kells, if you will. Okay. I've known about the 17-year-old situation for years, champ. For years. We've been seeing that. And the girl spoke on the situation as well. The only issue is that the girls who Drake did things with underage are trying to act like Drake didn't do nothing wrong. In their eyes, he did nothing wrong because they enjoyed themselves. But they don't realize that it was predatory in nature. Feel me? That's the problem. Your boy Mustard Kells, Beef Patty Kells, is a wild individual. All right? Mustard Kells. All right? That shoot champ going to a kid's game is strange, especially a female basketball game. Well, he had other intentions. And that's not alleged, nigga. You had other intentions, because why did you go to these girls' high school basketball games trying to follow them on Instagram and whatnot? That's weird. Mustard Kells is out of pocket. Jessa says he's selling some of his homes, and even Joe Budden said he either got a great deal or really bad on because of how he's touring. Well, he got a house he's trying to sell for like $100 million, I think, in Hollywood, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere out there in Beverly Hills or something. From the last I checked, I'm not gonna lie. He can't find a female and he rich. Maybe he's not into grown woman, champ. Ever thought of that? Uncle Murder's 2024 wrap-up is going to be atrocious. The Toronto Ops is going nuts, you heard? Hit the like button, share the video. It's the mayor. Look.
You like, oh, damn, like you get hit. Come on, y'all.
Stephen A. Smith, you better never comment on hip hop ever again, bro. All right? Don't never comment on hip hop again, because it's atrocious, bro. What you're doing is atrocious. All right? Respectfully, bro. Like, out of pocket, gang. What you're doing is atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. Feel me? Champ. Yeah, this is wild. OVO Karen is on the way. OVO Karen is on the way, just so y'all know, man. It's getting nasty out here. Ray-Ban says no mature women allowed in Drake's parties. Yeah. 16 and under, you heard? 16 and under. Allegedly, champ. Allegedly, Kendrick is dropped. We don't know. The question is in the air. We don't know yet, though. All right, we don't know nothing. Yeah, Kendrick need to be running his victory lap at this point. Smash the like. How many likes we got, gang? Speaking of that, I wasn't even paying attention. What the likes looking like? I'm going to check that in a second. I need to look at that. Observe the likes real quick. Hold on, gang. We got 118 likes, which is amazing. Salute. 118 likes is great. That's actually pretty solid. You dig? Scambolini says, King James, thou worthy father, I need your anointed spirit upon thy. Speaking of King James, champ, I'm about to run that interview again since we here. His big homie LeBron James is here to save him, champ. Right? You think when Drake's home had a shooting happen, the first thing that took place was a text to LeBron James. All right? A text to LeBron James was the first thing that Drake did. As soon as he got word, he texted his big homie Bron. We already know that's what happened. You dig? That's the first thing that happened. Lee Payne says Kendrick should just leave it at that. He did what he needed to do. Yeah, I agree. I agree. King Chris is watching the downfall of Drake in real time. The widow deserves everything he gets. Is he falling? Is he falling? Really? I don't think so. I can't say that he's falling. I don't know about that. He still got fans. You know what I mean? Look at this interview. Hold on. This is the interview we're talking about here.
I have no desire to ever mend anything with that person. And yeah, that situation just went, it just went where it went. And it's just, there's no turning back. It's not like those other situations. I'll say at that point, it wasn't even about battle rap or any of that. It was just, the information was too shocking. It was, like I said, on his part, it was a genius chess move. He obviously has no, when it comes to me, he's not gonna have any morals or respect. So the other elements of the record, whether it be just the shit that he's making up about my mom and my dad and all this dumb shit, or obviously the part that hit me the most, which is wishing that my friend that has an illness dies. That shit to me is just not really wavy. I'm just not really with that. And when I did say, oh, there's rules to this, I didn't mean there's rules that anybody has to follow. But in battle rap, they just headshotted that guy the other day because he was on stage and he pulled out a picture of the guy's dead aunt and started rapping about, that type of shit. And it just is what it is. There's a point where you're gonna want to stop rapping. I'm sure I could say something.
Oh, you're right about that. You're right about that. You're gonna want to stop rapping, champ, because you stop rapping, gang. You're right. You stop rapping, champ. Now, mind you, this happened after Pusha T dissed him. This was after the Pusha T diss. Okay? This is OVO Karen in full effect. OVO Karen, champ. All right? This is OVO Karen. This is when Drake plays victim. Champ, you made fun of my best friend, champ. You said that you hope he kisses dirt. You said something about my mom and my dad, champ. You are playing victim. This is hip hop, nigga. You dig? Come on, gang.
About, your lovely lady or, a child or a family member, and you're just gonna wanna not really rap anymore. So that's just kind of where I got to. I just had to admit, I'm really, and when I was making the record in response, which was a real record, I know people think it's some myth. It was on this Vinyls beat, and I just found myself saying things that one seemed really out of character, just because I was deeply invested in the situation and getting very angry, and saying things that I don't know if in 2 years I'd want to hear myself say, and yeah, I just realized that nobody cares about this guy, so it's not really much I can say better than Drake has a baby. He won, he won off that.
You got multiple babies, nigga. Word on the street, you got 3 more kids. You got one with that chick, with that stripper in Miami. You got one with another shorty that you had to pay $350,000 for. And there's another kid that you have. 2 boys and a girl. Allegedly. You got 3 other kids. Now, guess what, champs? You want to hear this? Here's what I heard. The only reason that Drake claims Adonis is because Adonis looks closer to a J than the other kids. Adonis looks like an actual J. Understand where I'm going? Might be some colorism going on. The only reason he claims Adonis is because Adonis looks more like a J than the other kids. Yes, that's what they saying. Word on the street. Adonis look more like a J than the other ones. So he favors Adonis. He don't favor the others. What I'm just saying, Listen, you know how they got them parents on the islands? The Dominican grandmother that don't like one grandchild because he's too dark. All right? Jay's in the race. It don't matter. Champ, it don't matter. They got an identity to society. Feel me? Word on the street, though. I'm just telling you what they tell me. You dig? Your boy Addy now, Adonis. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just telling you. This says people say that, but I think it's because his business got put on blast. He has no choice but to push spilled tea. I don't use that T word, you know. I'll let y'all have at it. Adonis does look like his Jay grandma. Adonis do look like Mama Drake. What's her real name? Kendrick knows. Don Q says K-Dot warned him he has something that's going to make everybody talking. Look, everybody talking and fact checking. Look, gang. There's a lot of that going on. But word on the street is Drake is a colorist, shit. Drake favors Adonis because he closely resembles the Jays. And the other kids don't. So that's how he feels. Yeah, Miss Sandra Graham, if that's her last name. I don't know if him and Drake father is still married or not. By the way, Dennis Graham, his father, also accused of touching women inappropriately against their will. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree now, does it? So if your father's getting accused of being a predator, like father, like son gang, predator passing on other predator traits. Then, funny enough, Adonis is the kid that don't even look like Drake that much. All the other kids that Drake got look just like Drake. Allegedly. Let me say alleged. Feel me? Hit the like, share the video as we continue.
Off that bomb. I had at the time I was working with Adidas, and we were toying with the idea of a name being a play off of a name, off of my son's name. I wasn't revealing my son with Adidas, or I wasn't gonna have my son like in the fucking right. But yeah, no, I was just, to be honest with you, I actually did a DNA test for my son, and they came back to us and they said that the DNA test got ruined in transit, and that they couldn't be 100% sure that that was my son or not. So I was in a really weird pending situation where I didn't want to go tell the world that that was my son. And
nigga, that's OVO Karen, don't you know? Why does he sound like OVO? Nigga, that's the real Drake, nigga. That's OVO. You don't know OVO Karen? Well, allow me to reintroduce you. This is OVO to the Karen, nigga. Yeah. That's the real Drake. You ain't know? Look. Come on, champ. This is a truth channel, champ. Yeah. Look at your boy, man. OVO Karen. All right? The real Drake. Why does he sound like that, champ? Nigga, that's OVO Karen, nigga. What you mean? King Chris says he ain't never gonna be the same. Wait till the grooming accusations really starts rolling. Widow following and DMing 15-year-old girls because he's a fan of high school girls basketball. It's yo, listen. We could talk about Hailey Bieber too. He was talking to Hailey Bieber since she was like 15, 16. He waited till she was 18. When she turned 18, he started going on dates with her. That's the definition of grooming, champ. You meeting a kid in their mid-teens, waiting for them to turn 18, the legal age, and then going on dates? That's strange behavior. Feel me? Yeah, Drake at the JV girls b-ball games is Ivy. Hey, look, man, it's nasty work. You feel me? Yep, he had her necklace on too. That's a fact. And bro on some different type of time. Bro on a different type of time, bro. And the sick part is people are defending the type of time that Drake is on, which is sick. The man is literally openly doing grooming to teenage girls, and everyone is fine with that. That's cool. And then you got the girls who were groomed saying, Drake's amazing. There's nothing wrong with what he did. So because the victim is okay with being victimized, everything is all fine and dandy? No, that's not how this works. Feel me? Come on, gang. And Kylie Jenner did her 16th birthday party and was kissing up on her too. Said they kicked it after. I believe these things. Drake's still going to proms. Facts. He's still going to proms, gang. Filthy work.
It wasn't. If you see my boy, you'll understand. At the time, I was like, he's just a stunning child, with the brightest blue eyes. And at the time, I was like, I don't know. But, it actually wasn't until a week before the album came out that I got confirmation that was definitely my son. It took me 2 more solid tests with 2 different companies. Yeah. So, again, I wasn't like all the details of his record are all just like fabricated, so just to make it more interesting. The story is actually not really that interesting. The biggest part of it is that I have a son. But it wasn't like, I'm hiding him. Or he has a point. He can say, you brought up my lady's name. All bets are off the table. That's fine. Like I said, we all think differently, right? And even even in the Me and Meek situation, if you listen back to those records, we didn't really go that crazy on.
Actually, Meek dropped a few diss tracks during the Drake feud. Not gonna lie, but nobody cared because Back to Back pretty much overshadowed all of that. Feel me? Jessa says the 17-year-old from the concert said what happened was okay and her dad was there, but that's some nasty work. Yeah, that was disgusting work. I ain't gonna lie. The pops was there and the father didn't have a problem with it. Very strange if he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, listen, I seen something last night, right? So Gutter from Cash Money, before Miley Cyrus turned 18, this nigga was all over Twitter talking about my girl Miley Cyrus is gonna be 18 next year. I can't wait. Like, there's a couple people in Cash Money that was on something weird, bro. There's a couple people around Drake on weirdo timing. All right, that song "Every Girl" by Young Money is now a very strange song to me. "Every Girl" by Young Money holds a different meaning now. Y'all know that song too, because it was a big record when it came out. Early 2010s. You know what I'm saying? Probably like 09-ish, 2010. Yeah, that song "Every Girl" holds a different type of, yeah, man. Hit the like, share the video.
Each other. And we left Nick out of it, and we left kind of family out of it for the most part. Whether there was information that didn't get revealed or not, the point is like...
You're right, Chim. That's my fault. I said gutter. Mac Main, to be exact. Salute to the homie Lord. You right, gang. I said gutter by accident. Mac Main was who was doing that Miley Cyrus. Bro, he got I kid you not, he got like 50 tweets talking about Miley Cyrus, my girl Miley. Miley Cyrus wasn't even 18 yet. She was like 16, 17. This nigga talking about my girl Miley. Can't wait till she turns 18. Predator talk, nigga. Jay Prince don't rock with Drake no more. The mob ties they don't mess with Drake. Drake is the reason that mob ties got hit by the feds. Jay Prince and mob ties don't associate with Drake no more. They been done with it. They stopped messing with Drake after him and Kanye did the benefit concert. After him, Kanye, and Drake did the benefit concert and whatnot for what's his name? What's dude's name? I can't remember his name right now. But after they did the benefit concert, that's when, the Prince family got hit by the feds. That only happened because of Drake. They don't mess with Drake no more. Jay Prince is no longer an investor in Drake anymore. You dig? I already know about the OVO XO, champ. We already talked about that. Just so you know, it's not even confirmed. It's not even confirmed that that's the reason behind what's going on. Just so you know, that's only what people are speculating. Feel me? Yeah, the Larry Hoover benefit concert. Salute to Talk Heavy. I'll be forgetting names sometimes, y'all.
There's just some unwritten rules in the sport for some people. Obviously not for him, and that's fine, you know. And he's just made an entire career off of it, you know. And some people like his music. I personally don't, because I don't believe any of it. And I like to listen to guys that I believe. Also, you just get to peek behind the curtain too, right? It's like, you know, when I was, whatever, 16, thinking that he was the biggest dope dealer in the world, serving bricks to every corner of America. Yeah, sure. I'm sure I was, you know, again, a fan and obviously more so just a fan of like Pharrell and the Neptunes. I always wanted to be signed to Star Trek and stuff like that. That was like the wave. But yeah, I mean, you know, now that I'm grown up and I actually know him and the truth is just kind of like, I don't know, it's not as appealing as it once was. You know, I think that he definitely recruited a guy with a similar dislike for me, no matter what he says in interviews, you know. I know that he can tell whoever, you know, I got love for him and whatever, but it's not love, you know. It's there's something there that bothers him deeply.
Believe it or not, London don't even like. So here's the thing about London. London never liked Drake to begin with. If you know, you know. London never rocked with Drake. London never rocked with Drake. So him getting his store tagged up, not a coincidence, not a surprise. They don't even like Drake out there in London. So Kendrick kind of gave them leverage to actually do it. You feel me? Lady Hurricane, how in the world are you writing everything in bold? Smash the like button, shit video.
And yeah, I can't fix it for him. So it just is what it is. I can never, ever, ever, ever turn my back on the things that I've said about him in a positive light, and I still feel all those same things. It's just, it's not on my end. I have no problem with any of these guys. I don't even know these guys like that. This is a sport at the end of the day, and you know from a very early point, I've never shied away from defending myself. And I'm also sometimes eager to engage if I feel that you want to be slick or be offensive behind the scenes. I might choose to address it in music. And you know, that was how I ended myself up in the Pusha situation.
Man, look, all the Canadian news channels are trying to link this to the rap battle. Man, Canada don't know what's going on, man. Man, that's Canada for you, bro. I'm not from Canada, but it makes sense why Canadian news is not in favor of the urban community. Let's just be very, very clear here. Canadian news ain't in favor of urban things, so they're gonna say anything to sound good.
Which, you know, some of my favorite fighters in the world, you know, take a guy like Nate Diaz. You look at his record, it might not look like the craziest record, but you know, he's still one of my favorite fighters. He's still a dog, and that's just the sport of fighting. You know, somebody's gonna catch you at some point. You know, so that's just kind of how I chalk that situation up. And again, you know, learn from it, channel it into something else. And right now, I'm in a space where, I mean, those guys don't come outside. I don't see those guys anywhere. So like, it's not the same as when I was beefing with Chris or those guys, they hide in God knows where and they don't come outside unless it's like an event with like security and shit like that. So I you know, for me, I'm at a great place in my life where it's just like, you know, my life is about peace. My life is about drinking espressos and wine. I'm trying to make this album.
Believe it or not, Toronto's pretty dangerous. Believe it or not, Toronto is not what y'all think it is, man. Toronto ain't safe like that. A lot of rappers done got robbed in Toronto, nigga. They not playing out there in Toronto and shit. They gets active in Toronto. Please understand. Them old Canada niggas is on timing. I don't want y'all to get it twisted, chin. Don't go to Canada thinking it's sweet, nigga. They got the Goonies out there in the 6 getting crazy. They got the Goonies in the 6 getting active, champ. Don't get it twisted, champ. All right? Toronto gets busy. Toronto gets busy, champ. They say Toronto was bad as Chicago. Real talk.
Enjoying being a father. I'm enjoying my house. And my mind isn't plagued by beef, though.
Smash the like button, share the video, y'all. Salute to the chat as always, man. Make sure you smash the like button, share the video. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. Do you think Kendrick is dropping anything? I doubt it. They say he might. I doubt it, though. I don't think he's dropping anything. You dig? Somebody's going in on Cat Williams. I don't know why. You dig? Listen, hit that like, share the video. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Smash that like button. Let me know how you feel. This is all crazy. Where did this shooting come from? Why is it happening? There's all types of speculation. Let me know how you feel in the comments. So smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to Showface News right now. But gang, it's the mayor, the one and only real New York Mayor, F. Eric Adams. And you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel right now. We will have more content soon. Y'all stay tuned for more. Salute to the chat. Let's get it. Let's go. Come on.